Wanted to talk about hair. So my hair is doing some magical stuff. Part of this is just reflecting on comments that a friend made a long time ago about hair and how culturally it's so important for a lot of different cultures. Like, it's different for a lot of different people. There's cultural significance and importance on how to do your hair, etc. And I think that whole conversation ended up really starting with, maybe it was about appropriation and things like that, cultural appropriation, which I have issues with that across, like, it's not a blanket thing, whatever. Everything's got nuance, and cultural appropriation, a lot of the times I'm just like, that's just life. People saw a color, so they used a color. I don't want anyone to own a color or a hairstyle. Like, it just seems silly to me. But that's not what this is about. I've been growing my hair long. This is by far the longest it's ever been. I don't really remember what sparked it. It was like, oh, I guess I'll just grow it for a bit and see what happens. And then it just kind of kept going and going, and I like it. I enjoy it. It's a mess. And I was reflecting on this, I don't know, over the past few months of, like, just time and again, that I don't know how to do my hair when it's long. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with it. I don't know how to take care of it. I don't know different ways to style it. Like, this is, like, other than doing this, when I came out of the shower, that was it. That's all that I've done. And the rest of it is, that's it. That's the way it dried. I think part of it was that, again, culturally, and of the time, I don't think my parents ever taught me how to do anything with my hair when it gets long, because I think in their eyes, in a more conservative view, and again in the time and place that they grew up in Chile, that long hair would have been for, like, hippies. I mean, I was born in 86, so there you go, but for them growing up and whatever else, and, you know, we're talking about 60s and 70s, and long hair was for outcasts and that kind of thing, that I don't think they ever thought to teach me what to do with my hair when it gets long, because I don't think they ever thought my hair would get this long. And therefore, now I'm stuck in this place where I'm like, I don't know what to do with my hair, how to take care of it properly at this length. I don't know traditionally what people with my genes, with my hair, I don't know what they do. I don't know how to do it. And I think that just kind of tied back to the comment that someone was making about how hair is so important. And I'm like, I could understand, like, you can make anything important, like, and part of that is just tradition, which is silly to me, of, like, there's a tradition and why we do it this way, and sometimes that makes sense, because it's like, okay, for instance, with hair, not that anyone shouldn't be able to style their hair the same way or whatever, but if it's like, no, this is why, like, your type of hair or my type of hair or whatever does this thing in this climate after this amount of time in the certain amount of temperature, whatever. This is why we do our hair this way, because also traditionally we had these kind of jobs, and when you had your hair, whatever, it just didn't work. So, I mean, there's reasons for things, but things also change. And if there was a specific tradition with long hair and my type of hair and whatever, it may not be applicable anymore because of where I live, because of the climate here, how the seasons change, and because maybe what I'm doing for work too. It's like, oh, if I'm not out there farming or something, then maybe it's not applicable to me to do that thing with my hair. But I just don't know. I mean, I could obviously research, or I could I don't know. I like my hair just fine with what I've been doing with it, but sometimes I'm like, I wish I could do more. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do to make, maybe it could be more manageable. Maybe I could style it in a way that it would be easier to actually, well, it's easier to style, or again, make it more manageable. I don't know. So I feel like that's one of those things that I missed out on, and I didn't realize I missed out on it until recently, as now it's not that it's become important to me, but I think hair, for me, just like other areas of my life when it comes to like style and clothing and how I feel based off of how I look, and that's just me for my sake, not necessarily what societal expectations are, but I like when I look a certain way and feel a certain way because of how I'm looking, and I want to feel put together and good and practice good hygiene and all that stuff. But I think in the past, like getting a good haircut or a really good beard trim or something has really made me feel good about myself. I like the way that I'm presenting. And with my long hair, I do like the way I'm presenting. I do like what it's doing for me. I'm enjoying it very much, but I don't know what to do with it. And I think, again, part of that is this cultural thing in a way of like, yeah, they never thought they would have to, my parents never thought they would have to teach me how I should treat my hair when it gets longer, because that probably was more for girls or hippies or whatever. So they never thought to teach me that. And I could reach out to my mom and ask, but again, she knows I've been growing it out. She's seen it and made comments about it. But yeah, I don't know. Again, like, I think that it just goes back to that comment that a friend made about how important hair is, and I think it can be, but again, I don't know. When we get into like cultural significance of things, especially when we talk about tradition, and tradition for tradition's sake is just peer pressure from dead people, so I don't really believe in that. I think you have to look at everything from a nuanced perspective and question it and ask, or challenge it and ask, why are we doing it that way? Well, we did it that way before, but why are we still doing it that way? What does it matter? What does it mean? Like, what if we don't do it that way? What happens? Like, what's the context then? And what's the context now? And, yeah. Again, all these things are just related to me thinking about my hair. That's really it. I'm enjoying it. I don't know what to do with it. There you go. That's really it.